climate change is acknowledged by the United Nations as a defining human development challenge of the 21st century. This video provides an accessible and Southern Africa-specific overview of evidence for climate change, projected future climates, potential impacts across sectors, and responses to reduce risk. To start off, let's review the main observations and predictions related to temperature, rainfall, and extreme weather events over Southern Africa. Observational records show that the region has been warming significantly over the last century. For example, between 1961 and 2014, temperatures have increased at the rate of 0.4 degrees C per decade. Global climate models show that warmer conditions are likely in the future, with more frequent very hot days. When it comes to rainfall, although there is a great year-to-year variability, there's little evidence for a substantial drying or wetting. However, in the future, a decrease is projected over central Southern Africa. On the other side, an increase in rainfall is projected over northern Mozambique and Tanzania. Since 1980, weather-related disasters have resulted in damages of around $10 billion, have left 2.5 million people homeless, and affected a further 140 million people. Amongst climate-related disasters, floods have been the most frequent, while droughts have resulted in the highest economic cost in terms of damages and affected the most people. Finally, tropical cyclones have been responsible for displacing the most people. The risks posed by climate change will likely result in a range of negative impacts across the region. For example, climate change will affect the accessibility and quality of water and will reduce the yield of rain-fed crops. As a consequence, it is likely to aggravate food insecurity. Moreover, the growth, distribution and survival of species and the boundary limit of particular trees will change, which will limit the resilience of terrestrial ecosystems and contribute to the loss of biodiversity and ecosystem services. Finally, growing population combined with the increasing climate hazards will make cities and coastal settlements more vulnerable to climate change and will make people more vulnerable to climate-related diseases. So, how do we reduce the risk of climate change? Responses to climate change can broadly be grouped into mitigation and adaptation strategies. The latter has significant overlaps with disaster risk reduction. Such actions should be integrated through a risk management approach, and synergies among them are required to support sustainable development and the creation of comprehensive climate policies. Finally, it is necessary to tackle climate change through regional cooperation and to innovate with the increasing range of mechanisms such as the Green Climate Fund. If you want to learn more about what climate change means for Southern Africa, please follow this link to download the Climate Risk and Vulnerability Handbook for Southern Africa.